Hey guys, welcome to today's show. Hope everybody's doing well. Um, so by the way, sorry for my last videos if the audio on my mic was a little quiet. I didn't realize until after I had already uploaded some of my videos that I set my microphone a little bit too quiet. Because I was afraid that was going to be too loud, so I overcompensated and said a little too quiet. Um, you should still be able to listen if you go back and watch them. You just gotta turn up the volume a little bit, but that's also why I moved my microphone a little bit closer today. I moved around my setup a little bit. Hopefully this works better. Um, and yeah, hope you all enjoy today's show. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell if you guys haven't yet. Helps out a lot for sure, and helps you all keep up to date with my latest uploads. So let's get right into today's news. We got a lot to cover, so let's not waste any more time. Uh, so today I want to start out with what's going on in Israel, because there's a lot going on there, but a lot of I feel like it's been getting um, sidelined a bit by everything going on in the U.S. with Donald Trump and ICE and also the Epstein files and there's just a lot of crazy shit going on in the U.S. right now, and that's kind of been um, overshadowing, unfortunately, a lot of what's been going on in Israel and Palestine. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff been going on in Israel and Palestine, and I guess the rest of the Middle East as well, I suppose. And I wanted to cover, sorry, I wanted to show you guys this article real quick by ABC News. And it's about this American citizen who was killed by Israeli settlers in the West Bank. So, here, let's read this article. It's from July 12th. And the, the title reads uh, American killed by Israeli settlers in the West Bank, family says. Saifullah Saif Musalet was killed on Friday while visiting family. A 20-year-old American from Florida was allegedly beaten to death by Israeli settlers while visiting his family in the West Bank, according to Palestinian health officials and his family. Saifullah Saif Musalet was killed in the town of Sinjil, north of Ramallah, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry in the West Bank. A second man was also shot dead in the attacks, according to the health ministry. Musalet was trying to protect his family's land from Israeli settlers who surrounded him for over 3 hours, blocking the ambulance from reaching him. Damn. According to his family, he died before making it to the hospital, they said. Here's a picture of him. Um, this is just truly tragic and horrifying that this man got lynched. That's what happened. He got lynched by these Israeli settlers in the West Bank too. Like I thought they were going after Hamas because of the hostages. What the fuck happened to that? Hamas isn't in the West Bank, right? Of course, it was never really about the hostages. They really wanted an excuse to kill more Palestinians and take more of their land and do their fucking grotesque ethnic cleansing genocidal campaign. Um, Here, the article continues. He is the fifth American killed in the West Bank since the war between Israel and Hamas began on October 7th, when 1,200 Israelis were killed in a Hamas led terrorist attack on southern Israel. Yeah, but what the fuck does this have to do with Hamas? What this has nothing to do with that. Literally nothing, right? Like Hamas isn't in the fucking West Bank. They're not in control of it, right? Like the hostages are not in the West Bank. The Israelis are not supposed to fucking be there. Musalet was born in Florida, lived in Tampa, and ran a business there, according to his family. He had traveled to the West Bank on June 4th, they said. He was a kind, hardworking, and deeply respected young man who worked to build his dreams. Saif built a successful business in Tampa and was known for his generosity, ambition, and connection to his Palestinian heritage, his family said in a statement. This is just fucking disgusting that this happened to him, and that the government of the US, right? Like this was an American citizen and the government is barely responding, right? They basically just said, "Oh, our condolences," and that's about it. They're not gonna hold the Israelis accountable at all, probably. I mean, I'd be more surprised if they actually did something to hold them accountable than if they just didn't do anything, right? Because they don't care about Palestinian lives. They don't even view them as human beings, right? They don't think they deserve the same human rights that and dignity that all other human beings deserve. They really only think white people and Americans deserve those rights. And right, it's usually also just white Americans, right? It's not just American citizens. It's usually specifically white Americans that they think deserve rights and dignity, and nobody else does. I think they think anyway. And all this is fucking getting to the Israelis' heads as well. Like all this power and lack of accountability, they just think they can get away with fucking anything because our government and our fucking useless politicians are letting them get away with everything and anything that they fucking want to get away with. And they're overreaching. They're just they continue to overreach and overreach, and it's making the entire world uh hate them basically, and it's making them into a fucking pariah state. Um, but they really have control. It looks like of the American government. They're just making the American government do whatever the fuck they want. And I say this too because not only are they killing American citizens without uh or sorry with impunity, but I also have this article here from Houston Public Media, who apparently they're a service of the University of Houston, and they have an article here, and the headline reads: Palestinian man with U.S. immigrant visa released after 9-day detention at Houston airport, attorney says. In a statement, U.S. and Border Protection did not provide a reason for the detention of 22-year-old Muhannad J.M. al-Shroof and said a visa does not guarantee entry into the U.S. What? What do you mean? What's the fucking point of a visa then? That's literally the only fucking point to a visa. Sorry. That's literally the only thing a visa is fucking meant for. That's the literal definition of what a visa is for, is to guarantee entry into a country. That's literally the only thing they fucking exist for. Literally the one and only function of a visa is to guarantee you entry into a country. Do these people need to go back to school? Are they fucking illiterate? Are they fucking brain dead? Do they have brain damage? I'm serious. Do you have brain damage? Whoever said this, do you have brain damage? I'm asking seriously, do you need help? Do you need mental help and medication you are not receiving currently? What is wrong with your brain that you think you can say this statement? What is wrong with your brain? I'm seriously asking out of concern for this person's mental well-being, because a person with a normal functioning brain does not say this bullshit. What is the fucking point of a visa if not to guarantee entry into a country? What other point is there to a visa if not that? I'm asking you fucking seriously, because I am now concerned for this person's mental well-being and their mental health. I seriously believe this person who said this probably has some sort of undiagnosed, serious, like chronic mental condition. They might have a fucking brain tumor the size of their brain if they think they can say this. Holy shit, man. Holy shit, what is wrong with these brain dead, illiterate fucking idiots in the Gestapo? Like, on top of being heartless, sadistic fucks, they don't know their fucking head from their asses. They don't know anything about anything. They're fucking brain dead worms is what they are. Evidently, right? Evidently, I have the evidence right here in front of you. Read it. I'll read it again for you. In a statement, U.S. Customs and Border Protection did not provide a reason for the detention of 22-year-old Muhannad J.M. Al-Shroof, and said a visa does not guarantee entry into the United States. Brain damage, bro. Brain damage. It's the only fucking thing that... It's the only explanation. I can see no other explanation other than these people are just literally fucking brain dead. Anyway, let's read this article from July 15th. A 22-year-old Palestinian man was released from detention at Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston on Monday evening after being held there by federal immigration authorities for 9 days. For 9 days, and they didn't give a fucking reason why they held him for 9 fucking days. Yeah, for 9 days, according to his attorney. Muhannad J.M. Al-Shroof was released from detention at approximately 5 p.m. Monday, according to Maria Kari, an attorney and executive director of the nonprofit Project TAHA, who has been working with Al-Shroof's family since he arrived in Houston and was detained. He had obtained a U.S. immigrant visa before traveling to Houston on an Emirates Airlines flight from Dubai on July 5th. The Houston chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE, said in a Monday statement calling for Al-Shroof's release. Kari told Houston Public Media on Tuesday that U.S. and Border Protection (CBP) gave no reason for Al-Shroof's detention or his subsequent release. Muhannad has no criminal history anywhere in the world, Kari said. There is no disqualifying conduct there for Muhannad to be treated in this way, and yet he was treated like he's a criminal. Kari said Al-Shroof's lengthy detention is part of a broader trend of how President Donald Trump's administration is treating people who come to the U.S. from other countries. Quote, Palestinians, even those with lawful status like Muhannad, are being systematically profiled. They're being detained, they're being humiliated, they're being completely dehumanized by this administration, she said. I can't think of how many other muhannads there are in holding cells, in waiting rooms around the country right now that we just don't know about. Yeah. Holy shit. Do you guys remember that guy who was deported for having a fucking JD Vance meme on his phone? You know, that meme that makes JD Vance's head look all bloated and like the fucking baby that he really is? That meme? Yeah, there was a guy that got fucking deported for that. This is thought police bullshit. This is totalitarian thought police bullshit. The Israeli government thinks they can get away with fucking anything, and now they're fucking bullying and bossing around the American government and getting them to do whatever the fuck they want. It's fucking ridiculous, man. It's fucking ridiculous. And now we have the Israeli government just going fucking apeshit in the Middle East and continuing their fucking bombing campaigns of their neighbors and of pretty much every country in the Middle East that they can think of, it looks like. First it was with the Palestinians, then it was with Lebanon, then it was Iran. I'm probably forgetting some countries too on that list, right? And now they're bombing Syria. Here, I got an article for you guys from the BBC, and the headline reads, U.S. says specific steps agreed to end Syria violence after Israeli strikes hit Damascus, which, by the way, Damascus is the capital city of Syria, and they're just bombing it now. Here, I got the latest update from the BBC for you guys. And it says, an unclear end to a day of deadly strikes. We'll be ending our live coverage of Israel's strikes on Syria's capital, Damascus, now. For any further updates on these attacks, in which at least 3 people were killed and 34 were injured, our main story will be kept updated here. It is not yet clear if the specific steps to end the violence tonight, which the U.S. says has been agreed, which the U.S. has been agreed by both sides, have come into effect. Israel says it attacked the Syrian Defense Ministry in the capital, which was broadcast on live TV and led a journalist to take cover as a strike hit the ministry headquarters nearby. Israel also says it carried out attacks. It targeted the Syrian military in defense of the Druze civilians, as it accused the government of also attacking in the south of the country. Syrian state TV has reported the army is withdrawing from the city of Sueda following an agreement between them and local religious leaders. The latest round of sectarian fighting started on Sunday between the Druze minority and Bedouin tribes in Sueda, where there is a Druze majority. Our Middle East correspondent, Lina Sinjab, reported from the city in southern Syria following previous clashes there. So for a little bit of context, well, actually, here, let's watch this video first of Israel striking Damascus, which, by the way, they struck the presidential palace in Damascus. So here, let's take a look at this video.
شباب في عندنا قصف شباب قصف يا شباب خذونا على الهواء شباب قصف بسرعة يا شباب خذونا على اللايف
في محيط السويداء الليلة الماضية.
قصف شديد.
Oh wow.
مبنى هيئة الأركان خالص.
Did you guys see that big chunk going up in the air? Jeez.
قصف جديد يا شباب قصف خذونا بسرعة.
إذا استهداف مبنى هيئة الأركان بشكل كامل.
Damn.
قصف ثاني
منتصر
دمروه.
منتصر صوتك
نعم
على الهواء
قصف
وتفضل.
قصف هيئة الأركان.
Yeah, it looks like they just fucking carpet bombed the fucking capital city of Syria. So, for some context for you guys of why Israel says they're doing this. They're saying they're doing this because they want to protect the Druze people in Syria from the government. Now, the current government of Syria came to power in a coup, in a civil war that they won recently. And the current government of Syria, the current new president, the de facto president or dictator, really, right, of Syria, was actually before he used to be a member of Al Qaeda. He used to be actually a leader of an Al Qaeda branch, I believe, and now he's taken power. Israel actually helped them regain power because they weren't they also didn't like the previous government by Bashar al-Assad, which was a brutal dictator in his own right. But now that you have the new government of Syria, they've also been doing atrocities and stuff against the Druze people who are a minority group within Syria. So now that Israel has helped this new government take power over Syria, well, originally they were like the new government of Syria said to Israel, "Well, hey, let's form an alliance here, right?" And Israel pretty much refused, which was interesting, right? Seeing as they helped them get into power. And now that the new government of Syria, have predictably started persecuting minority groups in their country, which was predictable by Israel. They are now using that persecution of those people as an excuse to instigate a war against the new government of Syria, because they want to take more land there, probably even the whole thing. The Israeli government has been trying to create what they call Greater Israel for a while, which is basically they just want to conquer their neighbors and expand their territory as much as possible. They want to take mainly parts of Syria, of Egypt, of Lebanon, probably Jordan too. But yeah, they're trying to expand their territory. And originally, the new government of Syria, like I said, they offered a truce, they offered an alliance with Israel, in which they offered large parts of Syria to the Israelis. But they refused, and now we know why. Because they really wanted an excuse, not just to take, a third of Syria. They want to take all of Syria. And so now they're trying to instigate a war with them, and they're probably going to bomb Iran again as well, right? Once Iran starts refining uranium as well, once again. Because the attacks that Trump did against them, they didn't do jack shit, really, right? They were a complete failure. And it at most set them back a few weeks to a few months. And so, why would they bomb Syria now, right? Not aside from wanting to take more land, why now? So, for those that don't know, Benjamin Netanyahu is actually fairly unpopular in his own country. He's been accused of corruption, and he's been going through the legal process of being tried for corruption in Israel. But if you look at this story, this article I got for you guys here from the Times of Israel, the headline reads, Netanyahu trial adjourned amid strikes on Syria. Gee, I wonder why he struck Syria, right? Here we got a picture of some people protesting. The caption reads, Israel protests against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu outside the district court in Tel Aviv, where he is testifying in the trial against them July 16th, 2025. And here the article reads, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's testimony in his criminal trial in the Tel Aviv District Court ends early due to the developments in Syria and IDF strikes in that country aimed at defending its Druze community. So, first it was the genocide in Gaza that got him off of this trial. Now it's this, right? Because he gets to, keep postponing his fucking trials and accountability for his fucking corruption and new elections because of all of these wars and fucking bombing campaigns against his neighbors. And it's all just a big fucking it's all just a big fucking scheme to protect himself and to avoid any potential accountability that he might, receive for all of his bullshit. And it's fucking disgusting.
Hey everyone, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can make this channel grow. This has been Revolution Television, where the revolution is televised. Peace.